Are super rich people actually happy?
Per year, and that includes closing down tax havens around Britain and the British territories, as well as around Europe, such as Monaco and Luxembourg.
What power do you have to close Monaco?
We don't.
So you've got no problem with somebody coming from abroad as a migrant with 5 kids, say, and claiming 5 lots of child tax credits, 5 lots of child benefits, housing benefit.
People and children.
No limits on their benefits.
People and children come first.
I don't see that as a problem because
60%?
No, I mean, you put figures. Do you go 50, 60, 70?
You can't if it's a long answer.
Look, the issue is this. You are not prepared to discuss the whole issue of the Middle East. You're not prepared to discuss the wider question.
I mean, you have been an MP since 1983, but perhaps are you more in a, not so much the Westminster bubble, but are you in a kind of Trotskyite bubble of your own?
To be able to pay properly their share of the needs of the rest of the community.
But they wouldn't be.
Do you regard yourself as a Marxist?
That's a very interesting question, actually. I haven't thought about that for a long time.
Jeremy, what qualifies you to be Prime Minister? You've never run anything. You've never run a union. You've never run a council.
You've been misreading what was miswritten in some of the papers today.
People were very confused.
Where does that figure come from?
From research that I've had done for me.
By whom?
By very clever people.
Not the IFS, not the OBR. We think it'll bring in a lot less.
The fact that you haven't run anything since 1978, I mean, shows a distinct lack of ambition, wouldn't you say?
What is ambition?
If anything, you would want more than 50p, wouldn't you?
Yes, of course. Ultimately, you may need to go higher, but I think that...
How much?
I'm not putting a figure on that. Investing in people, in education, in childcare, in benefit system, all those things which actually provides for a vibrant economy. In benefit system, in benefit system, in benefit system, all those things which actually provides for a vibrant economy.
Can you allow me to finish? Do you mind?
Yeah, but I asked you a question and you're ignoring it.
No, I'm not ignoring the question. If you'd give me a minute, I'll answer it. The point is this. Listen for a minute, if you don't mind.
Sorry?
What happens if they just went independent?
Well, if they go independent, that's their choice. But,
but you wouldn't close them down as a tax haven.
Well, yeah, hang on a minute.
Why did you call Hamas and Hezbollah your friends?
Now, Jeremy Corbyn, you've invited Hezbollah, Hamas, the IRA to Parliament in the past. You've called them your friends. Is there any terrorist group beyond the pale for a cosy chat on the House of Commons terrace with you? Now, on Northern Ireland, you didn't just deal with Sinn Féin. You dealt with the IRA 3 weeks after the Brighton bomb, in which the IRA had tried to destroy the democratically elected government of this country. You invited 2 convicted IRA terrorists to the House of Commons.
They were former prisoners who had come out of prison, women who had come out of prison, came to Parliament, actually in a meeting that had been arranged long before, to talk about prison conditions and rehabilitation of prisoners.
They were IRA.
Is there anything wrong with that since they had a spent conviction?
They had their organisation had just tried to blow up the British government.
I mean, essentially, Conservatives and UKIP got half the total vote.
UKIP
Labour, SNP, Greens, they didn't get as much as Conservative and UKIP.
UKIP is a devil-may-care vote. It's also motivated to some extent by racism.
You're going to need to get some of those UKIP voters back, who incidentally you've just asserted are racist in some cases.
In some cases, yeah.
But
It's the general public that's standing for him. Trying to blame immigrants for the cutbacks because of he's rich. Don't look right.
I haven't really read as much of Marx as I should have done. I've read quite a bit, but not that much. And I think Marx's transition of history and the analysis of how you go from feudalism to capitalism and move on to a different stage is fascinating. So we all owe something to it. Probably inside you, even you do.